So we're back. What exactly are we talking about today?
Well, they
said
that we should speak about commitment issues.
Okay. Lack of commitment.
Yes. What is causing these issues?
Singularity
How
problem.
can we get them to be people who are committed?
It's a physics problem, singularity. Commitments. Why are people committing to relationships?
Failing to get committed.
I think that for a large part, I speak to a lot of young guys, and what I hear is the fear of, I don't have enough money. Am I ready? These girls of nowadays, can I handle them when they start making demands, and all of that? And truth is, those fears have always been there. Those things existed when I was getting married. They existed when my father was getting married. So I don't think anything is changing per se. I think that what's changed is the pressure to, either feel among or be a part of something. There's a lot of drama these days. People think that until they live in a
Banana
1004 or Banana Island or Eco Atlantic before they are ready. So the question really is, at what point in time should you start to think about commitment? I won't use us as an example. We are an exceptional case. But I think that commitment needs to start when you start to think about your future. You can't get committed until you start to think about, what should my future look like? I know, unfortunately, this generation, they are a YOLO generation. I remember one guy we asked, I said, how did you, get to this age and not be married? And he said, I forgot. I'm like, wow. So it really is about getting serious. Commitment is about getting serious about your own life, getting serious about your own plans, getting serious about your own future. I see that women are more inclined to getting, serious than men, even though these days it's becoming questionable. They only get serious when their biology clock has completely failed. Well, but the point is, in talking about commitment, it's important that we get to the place where we realize commitment is about how you build your own life. When I started thinking about a relationship, my idea was, what would my future look like? Who do I want to spend my time with? And then I started asking questions like, I need to be able to trust the person I'm with. And then I started talking to all the girls around me, and I realized I can't trust these people. So when I met my wife, I said, yeah, I think I can trust this person. And so for me, commitment was identifying what my most important values were. Now, it also meant that, I had to let go of some things. I was saying, the girl has to wear high heels, she has to be posh, she has to make her hair. And I decided, come, bro. Do you want to marry Barbie, or do you marry to marry a wife? So I said, I got to let go of some of my Barbie ideas so that I could get into a proper relationship with a woman. What were your own experiences? Tell me.
Maybe I should first of all start by speaking a bit about one of the reasons people are afraid to make a commitment is the thought that, am I sure this is the person? That I'm not going to change my mind later, that I'm not going to see somebody else later and think, maybe it is this person. Now, as with several other choices that you make, when you're going into the university, in the end, you pick this university, it could be any other place. And so when it comes to commitment, it's a decision you have to make as well, that I'm going to be committed to this person. We had established earlier, you feel certain things towards this person, you think, I think I love this person, I want to be with this person, but actually taking that next step to making it maybe a proper relationship, or a relationship that leads to marriage, or marriage particularly, you need to know that it is allow me to use it, to say it this way, it's a step of faith. You just go launching and say, this is the person I have picked, and I am going to make it work with this person. That is the crux of commitment. You're going to have to keep choosing that person over and over again. And while we're speaking briefly about this, we actually mentioned the fact that nobody is perfect. So you're going to find out that while you want someone who is tall, dark, handsome, all of that,
has money, lives in Banana Island, speaks with Fune, doesn't come from Yoruba land.
The list is endless. But you have to decide, what is my priority?
Yep.
Is it the shape? Is it the values of the person? And that is what you're going to use to determine, okay, I'm going to make a commitment to this person, to being with this person for the rest of my life. Our values align. This person is a person who has my best interests at heart. The person might not look like it. The person might not even dress like it. There's some things that you can change. If it is dressing, there are people that maybe either you have plenty money, you change her wardrobe and all that. So what's more important is who the person is on the inside. And then that is what you commit to. So don't be fooled by the cars, the houses, because see, these things are very, very temporal. What makes you committed to a person is having faith that, okay, this person has my best interest of that. This person is who is good for me. And then choosing to stick with that person. And also know, when it comes to commitment, times and seasons, times will change. Oh my goodness. In marriage, in relationships, times will change. There are the times when he was the high flyer. Then the lows will come, the really bad lows. And so you have to, at those low periods, choose to stay committed. And that's why the person you are making a commitment to is not about what the person has, or
who the person,
all those things. It's about the person on the inside. What are this person's values and how do they align with mine? If you're able to actually look at this, then you should be able to make the decision to commit.
I also think that there's a challenge with over let me use the word particularization. They are always, he needs to be gentle, he needs to be kind, he needs to be able to control his temper, he needs to be able to. The truth is, there's no human being who doesn't come with both a good side and a bad side.
Yes.
Right? And so we must be able to accommodate. Again, you also know that you are not marrying the perfect article. You are marrying a growing article. This person is going to become better. When I met my wife, I used to have a horrible temper. When I say it now, people look at me like, yeah.
Was he ever an angry person?
Oh boy, it used to be very, very bad. But I was young. Now, if anyone met me then and judged me based on who I was then, the person will never have met this person, right? And so you need to know that the person you are meeting is also going to grow. The question is the person committed to changing or becoming a better person? That's really the issue. Is this person committed to becoming a better person? And you determine whether a person wants to become a better person by your conversations. It's in the conversations, right? It's in the conversations. It's said that you don't judge a person by their looks, or you judge a person by what's in the person's heart. And until you know a person's heart, or you begin to understand who this person is on the inside, you don't make a commitment to people. Yeah. Now, I find a lot of people in relationships, he's good, he's nice, he's tall, he jumps in bed quickly, and he has money. And those are the values that people pick up. But have you ever asked, what's in the heart of this person? When a person says, I commit to this thing, is he a person of his word? And it's not about being judgmental, but it's about seeing the kind of person this person desires to be, because he might not be that thing at that time. And that for me is one of the key elements that drives commitment in a good and one of the biggest problems these days, especially this generation, is the fact that there is no delayed gratification. Now, what about delayed gratification? It's like when you watch a match and you are eagerly expecting that you're going to watch a 90-minute match, and then at the beginning of the match somebody tells you the results, and that's actually the result of the match, right? One of the things that this generation is getting wrong is the fact that they put the best thing at the beginning. Sex is the problem. It's one of the biggest problems that is making a lot of people not commit. Now, the way God had initially designed it, men were supposed to take the reward of their patient, loving, committed relationship at the end of the chase. But unfortunately, before you say amen, once they ask you, shall I date? The girl says, shall I? Her leg spread open, bam. The boy was just walking by and say, hello.
Hello, like.
She just cut her leg, bam. Wow. You don't turn out to Lagbaja's song.
Lagbaja.
Konko below. I'm sure it's that song that caused the problem. Anyways, summary is, you see, the sex was designed to be the reward for a good and faithful relationship. But if at the beginning they've told you date night you have collected, what's there to wait for?
Night. Hello night.
Oh, hello night. The guy said hello before the date. He already had sex. Why should he wait with you for the rest of your life? Tell me. And so, because sex has become available, a lot of young men say, what is the benefit
Why do I need to commit to any girl?
Why should
I'm
already getting it free. Chioma,
you know, Halima, all of them. Oh,
yeah.
So,
and unfortunately, the girls can't. You know, they can't help it anymore. Their legs permanently like this. Yeah. And so, unfortunately, that's where we find ourselves, and that's why there are a lot of uncommitted relationships. Also, commitment demands that you are faithful
to one person. No open relationship, me and you, and then, you know, others.
You see, it's just that ladies don't know how to. They've lost the ability to control their leg closure. The leg, you know, back in the day, your parents would say, close your leg, cross your leg.
It's too much trouser wearing.
The leg is just permanently.
You know, those days used to wear skirts and gowns, so you have to sit in a certain way.
So are you now suggesting that we should go back to... These girls cannot hear.
No, we're not saying they should go back to skirts. Definitely not. I'm just saying that's part of what made us, you know, sit very consciously those days when
is it the conscious or the fact that they are, before they even say hello, they are ready to do?
Well, it's the time. But on this matter, when it comes to commitment, it's part of what, you know, I remember hearing one of these pastors that speaks about relationships say it one time that if you want more marriages, stop having sex.
I have to ask, how does, ladies, please, this is a question for you. How do you expect a guy to value you if your body count is like 49? Well,
but understand, even if you say you don't see a big deal to it, every man to himself.
The deal is counting.
However, it's part of what is causing this epidemic of
singleness.
So many people are single. And why? Because why do I need to commit? Why do I need to have
everything free? The girl will come and cook, she'll wash, she'll...
So many of them.
And I don't have to go to court to get that.
I think part of what is causing these issues is the fact that we want to eat our cake and have it.
No, these boys have eaten their cake.
Yes.
To stupor.
So you want to have the freedom to do anything you want. Still, you are hoping that there is one person who, you know, stays faithful.
Foolish enough to stay with you.
To you. And so, what are we saying when it comes to sex and commitment? It is one of the main things that is affecting commitment nowadays. Because a lot of guys don't see why. They should, you know, when
why should I take on extra responsibilities?
You hear them say there's no good girl again. You keep hearing that statement, there's no good girl again. And I keep wondering, how can guys keep saying there's no good girl again? It shouldn't be heard. And so for as many people as are listening to this and are, you know, hoping to take one thing or the other away from this, you want a guy to be committed to you. Can you please zip up the guy too that is hoping to have commitment? Because see, what you are playing with when you actually have a lot of sex before marriage is the fear of, and that's why you're not even getting committed, because you are afraid that maybe she will cheat on me. That fear is everywhere, and so you have to remove that fear. You must get to a place where all of us, everybody, you know, begins to see it as this is a holy thing. It's something sacred. It's not just, you know, something that we just
share with any Tom, Dick, and talk.
Just, you know, and just hop around and all. So yes, we want to have more, because a lot of ladies wondering, nobody's toasting me, nobody's asking me out. I'm 35. I'm not yet married. Allow me to also say there's some ladies who have actually kept themselves, and even some men who have actually kept themselves. I'm not saying we're not saying everybody is actually engaged in sex, but what's happening is those who engage in it make it even difficult for those who don't engage in it have people, because everybody's having satisfaction without commitment. And so we need to have a rethink, mental readjustment, and a determination to say, okay, I'm going to stop doing this thing. If I have been active, you know, very active, obviously there's a joy that comes at the end of, you know, waiting. Like he had said at the beginning, delayed gratification. When you think about the relationship between a man and a woman, the end is sex, is the bed.
As the Lord.
So let's not put it in front.
Let the bed come last.
So that you actually have enough time. And part of the reasons why you are not having the conversations that will make you commit to a person is actually the fact that instead of talking, all you are doing is sleeping. Instead of talking, all you are doing is humping. And that is not going to help both of you at all. You want to have a guy commit to you, please, 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 patiently have those conversations. Let sex, we know the chemistry, all the bodies, you know, but let it come way later.
Ladies,
Let's focus on what is important.
I'm a bit old school. I think the responsibility of not having sex, rests a bit more on you guys than on the guys, right? You are the homemaker, you are the womb maker, you are the child bearer, you are the custodian of right things. Now, what women I see these days are doing is that they are trying to compete with men at being bad. That's not your job. And that's why a lot of people are ending up where they are. Unfortunately, when a woman pays, she pays on the outside. A man usually pays on the inside. This is the conversation for another day. Consequences of these wrong choices become more obvious as you grow older, and they are more evident. Go and check. When you see those women in their 50s who are not married, they literally become, sorry to say, everybody's harlot. Is that what you want to become? Wouldn't you rather be, married to someone, have kids? You're not competing with 20-year-olds for who is the finest. My clinch is more clinchier than your clinch. Really, how long are you going to do that? And it starts now. It starts now with the choices that you're making and the commitments you are making. If you spend your youth doing rubbish, you will end up with rubbish in the future. You'll now be dragging other people's husband. You'll be going to Babalawo's house to go and do juju so that you can kidnap somebody else's husband. I don't pray for you. Don't pray for yourself. That's our conversation about commitments. See you next time.
Don't forget to like, comment, and share. This is Love Unscripted with the Tanners. Thank you for watching.